Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Office Boy Builder here. In this video I'm going to show you the installation of this toilet set that we've got. So this is a close coupled toilet and a sink, a corner sink, and then some other little bits and bobs that have come with it. And I'm not a plumber. Nick is super busy. He's done all the other plumbing work thus far. He is absolutely swamped in the run up to Christmas because it's kind of middle of November now, and so he's just said, look, get yourself started. If there are things that you're not sure about or any bits that you're struggling with, just give me a call and I'll pop around if I can, but otherwise you kind of get going. So that's what I'm going to do. This is not a tutorial, this is not a how-to, this is just me kind of doing it. So if there are bits that I've missed or bits that I've done wrong, please do post them in the comments. It's helpful for me, it's helpful for other DIYers. And we are going to get started on this installation. So I've opened up this. I'm going to start with the biggest, kind of bulkiest thing first, which is this rather nice looking toilet. And obviously this is where the water comes in from the cistern, close coupled cistern. And these are the attachments for the toilet seat, which is probably in that box over there. And then that's where the waste leaves. So yeah, I'm going to set this in place and have a look, and I'll also I've got one of those gooseneck attachments to go into the back of this, which will also attach onto the waste pipe as well. Okay, so I've got one of these because they look much nicer. It's about £60 or something, and it obviously is Burlington Fit, and it sits on here. I don't know why this decorative ring is so big, but that's what that is. Maybe it allows for the difference between here, and then the soil pipe is in there. I'm not sure. The installation instructions don't really give a vast amount of information other than apply some silicone to fix the decorative ring onto the floor if required. And then you have this kind of rubber seal here that I've just put on and attached, and then obviously this soil pipe here will then fit in there nicely. So yeah, I'm going to have a little look in the bathroom and see what's going on there and see how this attaches in. Consider yourselves lucky that you are not in here smelling all the smells. So this fits inside like that, and then this fits outside like that. So it is nice and tight, which is really good. And what it means is I need to make sure that I cut this pipe to no higher than here and no lower than there, obviously. And once that is done, this will sit in. But I just want to double check, just to be really clear and really sure that the pan, the height between the pan being here and this is well, it has to be. It has to be right, because this is custom made. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to double check it now, just alongside this pipe on the floor here. Right, this works out really well. Obviously they've thought this through. This part is higher than this part here, which is great, because it means that this will sit down inside that waste pipe there and still be attached and supported onto here, and that decorative thing will hide the soil pipe. Then what I can do is I can just run a bead of white CT1 all around the outside to cover the top of the orange waste pipe. So I can cut that down now, and then I can get this kind of attached and in place. So I had to notch a little bit out the back of the plasterboard just because it was just a fraction too close. No one's fault. I mean, we're lucky that it wasn't closer, frankly. But this now sits on here just perfectly. And actually, the thing that's really nice about it is where I've cut this just below, when this swan neck, gooseneck, I forget what it's called, sits on top, there's barely anything that there's barely any silicone that needs to go around there to hide that. So now I can back the toilet up against this and set it in place, which is great. I placed that gooseneck, swan neck, whatever it is, onto the end of the pan and lowered that in. Now I've made sure that this is all square to the room. Obviously this boxing in doesn't help, but I've measured and we are in the centre and square, which is great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill that up with silicone down there, get that the whole way round, and I can start lining up the cistern above. Right, that is now on and sealed up. It's not quite sealed up. Having the camera is quite helpful. Right, so I need to get a bit more on onto that side. How are we doing on this side? That side I've done enough, so I'll get a little bit more of the CT1 around there, and then I can start on the cistern. This is the cistern. Now I'm very fortunate because it doesn't really matter where these spacings are. I don't know whether I have a stud there or not. In fact, I almost certainly don't have a stud there, but this wall here backs into the garage and I have deliberately left that open, save for a bit of insulation. So whatever height I need it, I can put it on there and it will fit very nicely. And they give you a whole load of fittings, in fact all of the fittings that you need to then get this operational and up and running, other than the pipe to get the water in. Now my pipe is on the left and the filling is on the right, so I will be getting one of those flexi hoses that comes up, but that's pretty standard anyway, so that's no problem. Right, that went largely very successfully. We're still sealed up down there, which is good, and just clean up a bit of that. I'll get one of those blue builder's wipes on that in a second, just to finish that off. This is nice and snug up back here, gives me space to basically pilot drill there, see exactly where it comes out on the other side, and then add a timber in. And then I can fix that in really nice and securely. Hopefully you'll be able to see on the video how I installed all of these little bits. Got this left to do, got that left to do now. And then, yeah, pretty much ready to go, other than adding the water there. I'm not going to believe this. There is a noggin running straight across there, and both of those points hit the noggin. What on earth are the chances of that? That's extraordinary. At first I didn't believe it, so I've taken the cistern off to try it, and it's there. I don't know what to say. I'm in shock. The only downside is the one fixing they haven't provided is a fixing for here, and I would like some because I really don't want to crack this or break it when I fix it to the wall, and I do want to fix it to the wall. So I'm going to have to find some screws that are big enough that won't go through there, but also maybe some rubber washers or something. So I've made up some little washers here. These are the last ones in the workshop, so good job that I had them. And I don't have any rubber washers, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use grommets that you would have in back boxes. So I'll have one on one side, then I'll have the cistern, then I'll have the other, just to give it a little bit of kind of squidge, I guess, just to soften it, make sure it doesn't kind of over tighten and break, but it will hug nicely. So that actually works out really, really well. So I'll get this back on, installed in the bathroom. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. That's what I was talking about. That is nice and sturdy now. That is not going anywhere. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to screw this down in all four places, and it's actually really good. They give a great little pack with like a plastic insert that goes in first so that the screw here doesn't damage the ceramic in any way, which is really nice. I have checked, I previously installed underfloor heating here and it doesn't start until after here, so we are well clear, there is no risk to that. And there are some nice little caps to put on as well. I don't need these roll plugs because mine is a wooden floor under here, there's a chipboard under here. That's the little plastic collar, and those caps just fit over the top like that. And that is in, and that is one sturdy toilet. I'm happy with that, really happy with that. So now I can put the seat on it and everything. This is nice and sturdy. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. That is one heck of a pretty toilet. That is lovely. Lift up for a half flush, down for a full flush. I haven't filled the cistern yet because I haven't got the pipe. I need to get that tomorrow, but that is just so nice. Look at that. Beautifully even spacing. I love it. Right, I'm going to fit the corner basin now, and then I will do the furniture things like the toilet roll holder and stuff. Right, these are actually one of the most expensive aspects of this whole thing was the taps. Taps, for some reason, are super expensive when they're from Burlington. Oh, hang on a minute. This is why. That is very, very nice. Look at this. This is what you're paying for. You're paying for foam. Look at that, custom cut foam. Oh, that is lovely. That is so nice, isn't it? Look at this. What lovely fittings. Very nice indeed. Beautiful. Okay. What I need to do is double check. And yeah, so there is space, obviously it is their design, but if we tile down onto here we might be restricted a little bit. See, their instructions suggest to not tile down onto the basin, tile first and then install the basin to create a bit of extra room for the operation of the tap. They suggest the Burlington Chelsea range, which is this little one here, which I think is a bit ugly, I don't like that. We've gone for the Kensington one, hence why I wanted to check. I think we'll be okay, I think. Right, I have now put these two brackets in on either side. Honestly guys, I don't know what's going on, but this went straight into a timber stud. Again, there is a timber stud running bang in line there. I mean, that never happens, let alone twice in the same bathroom. And honestly, like, I would love to brag and say, to the planning, I didn't plan any of that. That's completely by chance. Anyway, you measure the top height of where you want the basin to end up, and you measure down 68mm on both sides. So that would be the height of the basin. I've gone for 900mm standard height for counters and basins and things in the UK. 900mm from the floor. And then you need to measure in 300, and that's the edge of where you want this, and that's 68 down from there. So you come in 300, go down 68, and that is the edge that you need that on. So this should now hang pretty easily. So my wall is not fully square. The blue wall is original. The wallpapered wall on the right is underneath the stairs, and I couldn't change that to make it fully 90 degrees. So I've split the difference and I'll mastic that. Just to bring you up to speed, this is now on but loose. I need to get my tap spanner up underneath. I've put the little brass collar under there. I don't know if you can see that brass collar, but I need to tighten the nut with the tap spanner. The other thing I've done is I have drilled these holes and I've actually fed the pipes through the back. That, I think, just looks a bit neater, and I'll have to finish that off. I might even try and get a collar or something to go on it. Interestingly, the bottle has a collar, a really nice one, and it's kind of gasket piston fit. So I've just drilled that hole and I'm about to fit that through now. What I will need to do is check the length of this with the pipe that's in the back, and I'm going to have to drill it at a slight angle. I haven't quite got the angle right there, but I can effectively just take out a little bit more of the plaster there, and I can get this at an angle through there, chop off the back how much I don't need, and then I've got the gasket ready to go. Other than getting the toilet to actually flush and the sink to actually run and drain, that is everything done. Bottle trap is on, gasket collar is on, everything's done. That's the bathroom finished. Just need to liven up the surfaces and make sure that it can drain. But I'm very, very pleased with how it looks. Just finishing this off now, and I've got the speed fit here. So this is 1/2 meter long. It's a 15mm push fit, 2.5 inch. And so it goes push fit to threaded end. They come in a pack of 2. I've used one because that's all I need, obviously. And so I've got that push fit on there, nice and solid. That is really, really firm. And that is screwed up in there, nice and snug. So it just fits, but I haven't got a load of excess kind of kicking around, so that's good. The next thing I'm doing is on the other side of the wall. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a little access hatch here so that we can get access to all of these bits back here. I've got some different parts effectively to be able to connect up onto this hose here, but then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some isolating valves on here as well. So in here we can isolate, so I'll have it like this, and you can isolate the hot and the cold from the other side of the room. So oh yeah, I've got these. So these are the speed fit ones, and so it's a stop valve, and it has a spare red dot, so you can change it. So it comes with a blue dot on it on the valve, which you can see there. So that's obviously for the cold one, and then it has that spare red dot that I showed you for if you're doing the hot tap. So again, I'll have that just kind of sitting in here like this, and then, you know, if we ever need to stop the taps here, rather than having to shut off the whole system, we can come in here, open the little hatch, and we will have the hot and the cold visible and easy to access. I actually bought this a while ago, so I don't need that. And then I've got speed fit to 15mm BSP there as well. So yes, it's coming together nicely. I've drained down the system, and I can now, so if I open this up, I won't get sprayed in the face with hot water, which is great. That's just a little dribble of it. Yeah, I can get going with this. I've actually added on a isolating valve here as well, for the same reason as I put one on under the sink. It's just easier if anything goes wrong with this, or I need to replace one of the valves in here, or the flush unit, whatever it is. Isolating it here is much easier, so future Tom will thank me. So that's all good. The other thing that I will do in time is I probably will add a collar onto this. I didn't get one, and I don't know why. They're easy to buy, and because it's not soldered, it's just compression fit, I can just take this off, replace the olive, and put it back on, and I can drop a little oak collar on there, that's fine. I'll also be doing the same in here with these. I'll put a nice kind of chrome collar onto those, similar to this thing basically. But everything is now done. This is all finished in there. There's a little bit of residual water in the pipes, but these are all done. So I have a hot and I have a cold that I can isolate which is nice. All the push fit connections are on there, that's all good. As I say, I'll create a little hatch kind of around here so you can view this and get access to it. So yeah, time to turn the water back on and see how we get on. These are all nice and dry. Don't know if you can hear that in the background, but that is the cistern filling up. That's great. The only place where I do appear to have a leak is under here, and it's coming from this point here. So there's obviously not, so there's something not right there with that seal. You can see that there. So I'm going to have to investigate that and fix it. But that shouldn't be too difficult. I can get the rest of the water out of here and mop this up. That was an error, leaving that open under there. Right, nice simple fix. This cap was the wrong way up. I had it like this. It's meant to go like that and sit on there. That's what happens when you do plumbing at 11:30 at night. But an easy fix all the same. So that can now sit in, that will seal that up nicely, and I'm back in business. And just like that, the leak is fixed. Just because that was the wrong way up. But that's all sorted now, and I'm very happy that it works as it's meant to, which is really nice. So that sink fills up. That opens up. That flushes. We have a rather pretty Burlington toilet roll holder. That refills, and the waste drains without leaking. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. Very happy indeed. Right, that's it for this video. I hope you found that helpful. I hope you found that useful and enjoyable. If you did, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff, and I will see you on the next video.